GeoLayers is a powerful plugin used by experts like Johnny Harris, Boone Love Video, Vox, and even big studios to create all types of map animation. But the plugin is really pricey. If you can afford it, it is worth every penny. But for small-time freelancers and YouTubers who are just starting out, it is simply beyond our reach. But I have good news. GeoLayers recently launched their web application, and in today's tutorial, I will be taking you through the web app. To access this web app, head over to your preferred browser and then search for geolayers.app. On the homepage, down here, you will see this write-up here that says, "Start creating your animated maps for free and enjoy a 25% discount on our commercial geolayers.app plans for early birds." Then below that, there is a quick tutorial from GeoLayers on how to use the web app. Next, click on Try GeoLayers app now for free. Then click on Agreed and quickly sign up. Once the app launches, in the top left corner, you will find these menus: your project panel, then your timeline, where you will be doing your editing, then the export panel. Then at the top right corner, you will find these menus: plans, which we'll talk about later, then the help icon, settings, full screen, and your profile. Let's start with the project panel. From the top, you will find Create New Project. After that will be a list of projects that you have created. Then, just like GeoLayers in After Effects, you will find this sample project that you can learn and take off from without having to create a new project from scratch. Click here to create a new project and then click on Save Project. Next, you will be transported to a new window where you will pick your map style. The first thing from the top is your map or project name. Then the resolution, which you can either type or click on this icon here to select from a template. After that, the frame rate. If you have used the GeoLayers plugin in After Effects, then most of these options will look familiar. The next option is the color palette. Click on this drop down here to find more color palettes. Click on this icon here to go to the next set of color palettes, and this icon here to go back to the previous palette. Click on this minus sign to reduce the amount of color in the palettes, and the plus sign to increase. The next setting is the base map. This slide here controls how bright or dark your map will be. And the next slide controls the amount of color. Then after that is the map style. Click on this plus sign to display more map style. Here you find basic, advanced, natural earth, satellite, and others. But one of my favorite map style wasn't included, ESRI map style. But I hope in the future this will be included. You can see some advanced options on the right to further customize your map. Once you are done, click Apply. Then next, pick your label style from down here. You can change the font style, the roundness of the border, the text expansion, and the boldness. Once you are done, click Create Project. You will now be transported to the timeline where you will do all your editing. The editor looks almost similar to GeoLayers plugins in After Effects with some notable differences. I will be making more specific tutorials in the future, but in this tutorial, I will just be making a short, quick animation. Inside the editor, the first panel is the control panel, then in the middle, you have your viewport, and then on the right, you have your properties. Under properties, you will find the viewport name, which is like your keyframe. I will explain how keyframes work later. Next is the easing. They already provided a lot of templates for different easing. Next is interpolation with 2 pre-made templates. After that, you have your latitude, your longitude, zoom, bearing, and pitch. Then you have Add Animator. If you click on it, you find 3 pre-made animations: rotation wiggle, orbit around, and zoom wiggle. Then down in the bottom, we have our timeline. When you click this icon here, you will find Add Empty Timeline, which I think should be renamed to Add New Timeline. Next, you have Duplicate Timeline, Rename Timeline, then Remove Timeline. The icon below that is where you will find Add Label, Add Feature Layer, Add Drawing Layer, Add Map Layer, then Add Audio Layer. Then down in our main timeline, we have the World Layer, the Base Map Layer, which is the map we created from the start, then the Effects Layer, where you will add your hue, saturation, brightness, and more, and at the top your viewport. The viewport is sort of like your keyframe, not the traditional keyframes you are familiar with. Let us create a quick animation so you will see what I mean. First, I will search for Iran. It will give me a list of features from 2 data repositories, MapTiler and Natural Earth. The cool thing about this web app is that you don't have to buy a separate subscription to be able to use MapTiler. So I will go to Natural Earth, hover over the first result, then click on Add to Browser, and then exit the Browse feature. Next, go over to Feature Browser. There you will see the feature we just added. Click on this gray box, then pick the style you want. Fill or stroke, there are several types that you can pick from. I will select this blue fill here, then hover over my feature, then click Add to Timeline. Once it is added, next we are going to animate it. To do this, go to the viewport and click on Add Item to Current Time Indicator. Then go like 1 second forward. Use the scissors icon to cut the viewport. Then click on the second viewport. And then use the property control to zoom in, then change the bearing and the pitch. You can use these slides down here to control the speed of the animation. Alternatively, you can use the pre-made animation under the property to make a simple and quick animation. Once you are satisfied, head over to Export to render your file. So here is where things kind of suck. Under the free plan, you are limited to certain resolution. You can't export videos only image. So to be able to fully utilize this web app, you have to subscribe to at least the Pro tier. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more tutorials like this.